So welcome everyone to this new episode of the skill tree tutorial for your RPG game. In the previous video, we set up the camera to be able to perform some dragging of the scene and some zooming. And in this video, I will be showing you how the node functionality will be implemented. So first of all, I will be explaining a bit what we will be doing here, and then we will get right down into the coding so that I don't need to explain that much. So first of all, the scene. We previously had a skill tree with a simple sprite and a camera, but now we will be changing this. We will be having our skill tree, and then under the skill tree node, we will be having our skills. Okay, we will be naming them 1, 2, and so on, so that it's better for us to know which one it is. We will be creating a separate scene and a separate script for the nodes. So we will be using a unique ID for the nodes to differentiate it between them, and we will be setting up the node hierarchy, as in which is the parent, which are its children, using an array or a dictionary of IDs. That's where the IDs, the unique ID of the node, will come in handy. Also, we'll having children nodes, which will be set up by the skill tree, but I will explain that later. And we'll also need to implement some signals, because all of this purchasing and enable for purchase the children and so on will be quite difficult without signals. So what we'll be doing is we'll be creating an enable purchase signal to send to the children so that they can be purchased or not. And at the same time, we'll be using the enable selling signal that will send information to the parent whether he can sell or be sold or not. These two signals, the node purchase and node sold, will be linked to the skill tree, but I think I will not be implementing these, because what I use this for is to communicate to the skill tree that a node has been purchased or sold, and then the skill tree will be the one communicating with the player data that a skill has appeared in his inventory or whatever, or it has been removed. So because we have no player now, I think we can just forget about these two. But just so that you have in mind that we would be communicating with the player data through the skill tree, and this signals would be useful then. So this is a structure for our skill node. It will be a simple node 2D with a sprite and an area with a collision shape, so that we can just have some mouse input using the area 2D and area 2D enter and exit functions. We will also be having a purchase node and sell node, so that when you purchase, you show the children. If you want, you allow the children to be purchased, you forbid the parent to be sold, and when you sell the node, you hide the children. You forbid the children from being purchased and allow the parent to be sold. And as I told you before, we will be creating as well a skill tree script that what we'll do is get all the node IDs under the skill tree. It will get every ID of every node that it's children of the skill tree, and then it will set up the children references and their signals. That is, it will set up this array or dictionary of nodes, and it will set up all the signals for the node that is currently being processed. So everything has been explained, and now we can just jump right into the code. So let's get to it. So here is where we left off in the previous tutorial. We have our skill tree room, the skill tree, the sprite, the camera. So let's get with coding the actual nodes. So I think we will be removing this sprite. Well, actually we will be using that, but we will be creating first a node 2D. We will move the sprite down. And as I said before, we'll be needing an area 2D. And this area 2D will need a collision shape. Yep, and this collision shape will be a rectangle. Right? And I'm not. Yeah, there it is. There is. So we'll just set up this. Really easy, really fast. Okay, good. And this is our skill node. All right. So we'll be needing to create. We'll need to create a script for this to actually do something. Script. This is going to be skill node. Yep. And we'll modify the inheritance now. So, oops, here. We can just close everything. So, extends at node 2D. And as I said before, we will be needing a couple of signals and a couple of parameters so that we can set up this node. We need the not emit, but signal. And if we forget about something, I have the PDF here. So yeah, we can just do this. So it was enable purchase and enable selling. Oops. Hey. Enable purchase flag, which is a boolean. I believe I can put that. And signal enable selling flag. Is it like this? Okay, and if just to be sure, can I do this? No, okay. Yeah, I'm also learning a bit of Godot today. So we need the unique IDs. Export. I'm placing it as export because it's something that will be set up by the user in the interface. It's initialized to 0, as I said, or we can just ID. That's it. And the other one is export an array in children IDs. That's it. That's can I do this? Oh, sorry. I was thinking about something else. Great. So we have the ID, we have the children IDs, and we also need the child references. So for children nodes is going to be another array, probably. Yeah, I'll just leave it as an array. And that should be it, right? We will need, we will need now to, just to show that something is happening, we will be connecting mouse entered and mouse exited with the skill node connect, and as well the mouse exited with the skill node, so that we can check whether the user is hovering over the skill image or not. So we'll be var, how can we call this, hovering or something, which is a boolean and as false, starts as false. We'll be setting this to true, and here to false. I will be moving the microphone a bit because it's a bit on the way. Okay. Yeah, good, perfect. So we're entering the area, we're exiting the area, and now what we need is actual input. So where is it? Input event. So if the event is input input event mouse button, and if the event dot I don't remember this one, button index, okay, button index will be selling and purchasing with the left mouse button. So button left, yep. So if hovering, otherwise it makes no sense. And we will be also be needing another flag variable to check whether the node is bought or not. Is bought. We will always start as false. So if hovering, if is bought, then we will sell node. Otherwise, we will purchase the node. And that's mostly it. Now we will need to create this sell node and purchase node. We'll be making this like this so that we can know that these functions are kind of private, so they shouldn't be called from the outside. Sell node and function purchase node. Okay, we have our functions here. Now what we need to do is to actually sell the node. And to do that, if we sell the node, first of all is bought is false. And if we purchase it, it's true, right? And now what we need to do is to emit a signal to the, just to be sure, purchase signal sent to the children, and this is a signal sent to the parent. So signal sent to the children. So if we purchase our node, we should emit signal, enable purchase to the children as true because we can purchase the children now, and emit signal, enable selling to the parent and to false because we don't want the parent to be sold. All right, and the same but on the other way for the selling node. So if we sell the node, we cannot purchase the children anymore. And if we sell the node, the parent can be sold. Mostly. So we are okay. So this is kind of it. We'll just say some print here to say node is sold, just for debugging purposes, and node is bought. And we can now just do something like this. Everything should be okay. No, whoops. Okay, yeah. We need to. I forgot something. Yeah, because this signal is called when pressing and releasing the mouse button. So we need to check as well the pressed boolean. So and event.pressed. That's why we got not bought and not sold at the same time. So if I do this, now we can just 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Perfect. That's it. That's how it's done. And then here we have our ID 0, children IDs none. I think we should start. Yeah, we are going to save this branch as a scene, skill tree, skill node. Yep. So that we already have it. If we want to change anything from the node, we will change it here. But here there needs to be other stuff. We'll be creating a skill tree because we need to set up our nodes. This is a node 2D, just in case. And yeah, when it's ready, what it needs to do is, as we said before, it needs to go, it's here, get all the node IDs and then set up the children references and their signals. So we will get through all the children under skill tree, get the ID, store it somewhere, and then set up the children references. Okay. And by doing this, we can also check that the ID is unique. If the ID is already in the, if two nodes have the same ID, we will print an error or something, but we can forget about that for now. So let's get node IDs, which is a dictionary that for now is empty. And for child in get children, we will, how is it? It was called ID, right? So if node IDs has child.id, print error or something, duplicated ID, else we will put node IDs at node IDs at child ID equals child. Yeah, we'll be storing a reference to the child alongside its ID, so that with its ID we can get the reference. Right, this is the first part. And then on the second part, we need to go again through all the children. So for child in get children, and then we will go for ID in child dot, what was it again? Children IDs. Let's call it node. Let's call it node because child and, yeah, better. For node in node children IDs, we will say children node is also an array, right? There's also an array. It's going to be an array. Oops, where was it? Where's the error? Oh, here. Okay. For children IDs, we will be saying node.children IDs. You know, we could make it a dictionary or something, just in case. ID equals node IDs at ID. So what we're doing here is we created a children node. The children nodes is a dictionary, and what we will be doing is we go through all the nodes under skill tree. Whoops. All the nodes under skill tree, and then we get all the IDs that node has as its children, and then we set up the node children's ID as what we had previously, a reference to the node with that actual ID. And this is quite simple. Once we have finished setting up the children IDs, set up children references, and then we will set up signals. And how will we do that? Well, it's quite easy. Node dot set up signals. So we will be needing another function here, which is public. Let's make it somewhere around here. Func setup signals. And to set up signals, we need to follow the following pattern. So we have the source, connect or something, source method, then target, and then target method. This is how you set up signals. Okay, I just write this to not to forget it. And we need to, what signals do we need to connect? We need to connect to the children, we need to connect to the parent, right? And actually to the parent, do we need something to connect to the parent? I think not. I think not, because we have the children references, so we can set up the children references from the parent to go to us. So the functions enable purchase and enable selling. So for a child in children notes, I believe. Value, I think it's values. Return series of values. The key and the values. Okay, so children notes the values. We will be saying, okay, we will connect ourselves, right? We will connect. Let's see this. We need to think about this first. So the child self.connect child and then another method, something like this. So what we need to connect here, we need to connect the enable purchase, right? Because we are the ones sending the signal to the children. And we need a method in the child to receive the signal. So it could be, for example, toggle purchase or something. Toggle purchase. And then it's actually the other way around. Child.connect. Nobody said this was easy. Self with this. So toggle enable selling with toggle selling or something like this, right? Something like this. Var is bought. Var can, I think this can be easier, but can be sold. Var can be bought. I think that I'm just making myself. I think I'm making this more difficult than it actually is. But as long as it works, then it's okay. Can be sold, can be bought. We are connecting ourselves to the enable purchase to toggle purchase, then enable selling to toggle selling. So, and then if we attempt to sell the node, if can be sold, return. And the same with purchase. Or can be bought, actually. Cannot be bought is bought. Can be bought is false. And can be sold is true. I'm telling you that I think it's more, I'm putting it more difficult than it actually is, but can be bought true if we sell, and if we sell we cannot sell again. So like this bool and bool. Alright. What else? Oh, we need to toggle the purchases. We need to do this. Toggle purchase. And we need to, excuse me, we need to receive a flag out of this. So a boolean flag. So flag is bool toggle purchase. So that means that children can be purchased. So can be bought equals true, and that should be it, right? And func toggle toggle selling with a flag bool can be sold true. Actually, flag. Right? And this is not something that is easy to just do. Yeah. So now we have this. We have the toggle when we emit the signal. Well, what we need right now is more skill nodes. So we need to add. Where is this? Here. Skill node. Another skill node. Yep. So I'll just set this skill node. Another one. And this one. Okay. Let's put it this way. So we'll be able to purchase in this direction. Right. So this is the node number 1 skill, 2 skill, and 3 skill. Now, because this is number 1, whoops, we need to enable selecting or something. So this is 1. Children IDs is int, and it's 1. No, it is 2 actually. This is number 2. This is an int, and this is 3. And this is number 3. And if I'm not mistaken, I can just actually we need to set up this booleans. So at first, only the first one can be bought. So false. And this can be sold is false, right? Yeah, because you need to buy it first for it to be sold, and you cannot buy it unless the parent has told you to be bought. So, and then on the ready, we will say, okay, if ID is 1, that is the first of the nodes, can be bought equals true. And this should do it, I believe, because then we can go through this, can be sold, and that's it. We need some printing. No, that's okay. Let's just test it. Right. Oh, we've heard invalid set on base array with value of type node to D. Okay, what's wrong here? So we're setting, what are we setting here? Children IDs. Oh shit. Children nodes. Yeah, let's repeat this. And there it is. I'm clicking on this one. This is number 3. Does nothing. This one does nothing, but then not is bought. Not is sold. Not is bought, and then not is bought. And then if I go to this one, I cannot sell. I cannot sell, but I can sell this. Not is sold, and then not is sold. Not is bought, not is bought, not is bought. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Sold, sold, sold. So most of the functionality is there. I think I'm going to pause the video here. I'm going to rearrange this so that it looks prettier, and I'll see you later. So welcome back. I just did a couple changes, little changes, not a couple changes, but they were quite little. I modified the ordering with these nodes up here, and then I just modified the color of the sprite so that it differentiates between the purchase state, the can be purchased but not bought state, and the and the disabled state where you cannot even purchase it. So just to show you that the logic behind everything, all of this works, I'm just going to run this, and yeah, these two are 1, 2, 3. These two should be disabled because you cannot purchase them, and this can be purchased, but it's not purchased. So when I click on it, the next one is enabled, but it's not purchased, so that's why it's red. And this one is purchased, so that's why it's green. And yeah, we can just toggle this state, and the children will be toggled. And yeah, the same with this one. And yeah, looks okay. Looks quite okay to me. The only problem I didn't tackle is the multiple children issue when you buy, but I think you're mature enough to do that. It will take a bit more of time, and I think this video has gone long enough already. So yeah, I'll just probably show you the solution. Yeah, we can do that. As an exercise, you can set up, for example, this node to have two children, number 3 and number 4, and if you buy both children of this node, the number 3 and number 4, and then you sell node 3, node 2 will turn. You will be able to sell node 2. So that's what we don't want. So as an exercise, you can do that at home, and yeah, I will probably show you the solution. Well, at least one solution on the next video. So hope you liked this tutorial. In the next video, I will probably be doing the how's it called, the node display information here on the right side or something. That shouldn't take that much. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Ciao.